oh my gosh, I look so professional.
And I sent it to you too. Did you see
Yeah,
it?
it
So
was
you've
very
got that.
professional, very
Yeah.
professional.
Hello, guys. Hello. How are you?
Hi,
Um,
everybody.
I know that we are going live a little early, and I know that we are kind of changing it up for you because I did not um, realize that some of our friends were going on at the same time. You know, I have that issue with the mountain time and the standard time and this time, and yeah, it jacked me all up. So we decided to go a little bit early so we wouldn't bump heads with anybody. Okay, so we're going to give it a little bit so we know that we have got the, let me turn on my comments here. Hello, Gina.
Hi, Gina.
So yeah, so did you guys get the thing saying that we were going live? Can someone tell me? Hi, Constance, how are you? So we decided to go live a little bit early, like I said, just because of the fact that we did not, I had set the wrong time and bumped heads with other people, and I did not want to do that. Hello, Captain Morgan. Hello, Fire Mariah Flowing. How are you?
Hi, everybody.
So let's wait till a little bit. How's everybody's day? I will definitely introduce Dr. Gail as soon as we get a couple of more people in here. Hello, Susie. How you doing?
Hi.
Oh, good. I'm glad you got the notification, Marge. Thank you for telling us because I was worried about that. So as you see, I got a new name. And the reason I went ahead and got the new name was because I really, you know, I'm coming out of the closet, guys. So, you know, being more connected with my starseed family and being more connected as a starseed healer and doing this more often. And I just interdimensional fits, but not quite. It's just not quite there. So that is why you see the name change. And this is Dr. Gail. And she herself, hello, healer Jules. I don't have my eyeglasses on, so I'm not, you know, I'm not eyeballing yet. It's just, you know, here's the reason why. Look at this, Dr. Gail. Because when I put them on and I try to read, then you see.
Oh,
So
yeah.
then I'm over here going like this, trying to put those circles in my eyeballs, and I do all
Wow.
this. So it's
Yeah.
horrible. Yes, we do need to talk about your experience, Jules. But so here's Dr. Gail, and she's had some experiences like me, and I can say we're both on that same thing where we need to share our experiences, and that's part of our deal. You know, we have to share and we have to tell people about it. So, Gail, when was the first time? Hi, Scott. When was when did it start for you?
Me, it started July of 2020. And but you know, I've always been able to connect to people who have passed.
Okay.
And so, but my awakening to what I'm doing now happened in July of 2020 when we went in from COVID. My dad had passed away before that, and so it'd been 8 months since he passed away, and we went in with COVID. So I made all these plans to do these things around my house, start meditating, start learning Spanish, and I had a whole list of things I was going to do. And so meditation came easy for me, and I was watching all the YouTube, especially the tarot readers, and so all of a sudden I had an angel show up in my face presenting me with a bracelet, and it was a gift, and it shocked me so badly I jumped off the couch not knowing what was going on and running to my only friend I knew at that time that was metaphysical, Meg, going, what happened? What is this all about? And I've got a brain tumor. I know something's wrong with me. I need an MRI. I was going through all that with her. And
Did
then
you get on Google though? You know, because I've done that. Get on Google, and you know, when you are a doctor, so it's like,
yeah. And then I started and then my dad, of course, came to me after he passed away, and he started introducing me to different ETs. So my first one, we were sitting on the bench talking, and my first ET came up, and I'm sitting there looking at her, and she was a blue, but being real petite, little small, but most memorable feature about her, she has a jello head. It's like, looks like a crown, and when she laughs, it moves, and when she talks, it moves, and you sit there and just mesmerized by her head moving. And then I started meeting one after another, and I kept going to Meg over and over and over again. Something's wrong with me. And it took me about 6 months before I accepted that whatever was wrong with me was fine. If I'm going to go this way, I can't think of anything better. And of course, because I'm coming from a past of I'm a nurse, and I worked in the operating room, and I specialized in neurosurgery and open heart surgery. Then I went back to school for chiropractic, and then I practiced that. And then I had to retire from both to take care of my dad, who had dementia. My mother had already passed away, and then I took care of him. So, yeah, that was my beginning. And then I met a girl who taught me how to do energy healing. We were partners in the beginning. She doesn't want me to identify who she is, but we worked together for about 6 weeks. And she taught me energy healing. And she was doing all the groundwork and I was on the rescue mission. She did all the groundwork and did energy work, and I did all the medical, and I was in the spaceship. She didn't like to fly, so that we were a perfect team until one day after about 6 weeks, I was going on solo missions without her. And I was a little scared. I was off orientation at that point. So yeah, so I have my own little spaceship. I now work in the big spaceship as a surgeon, and I do remove implants and get rid of negative entities. And then I balance chakras and balance energy, hormones, and their chemistry after I do that. And it allows a person to proceed on without those blocks with them and move on um, with with ascension. That's basically what I'm doing. I'm helping the people ascend.
So you help them ascend.
Well, when you get rid of those kind of blocks, get rid of the negative entities and the negative implants, then they're able to move up. I mean, it's almost immediate that they're able to, have a very higher vibration and move on up.
Okay, so I have some questions. I am marking questions as you guys are putting them up. And please keep in mind that we are only going to, hello, Lisa, we are only going to be here for about an hour. Okay.
Right.
I am starting to learn that when it's a different vibration, I think, when you're connected to the ETs as opposed to, like connected, my belief, this is just my belief, connected to the angels or connected to my family members or something like that. It zaps you faster.
It is easier, yes. Being connected to the ETs totally zaps me for a longer period of time, and I have to really drink a whole lot of water. I mean, lots and lots and lots of water, more than you could ever think. And I have made a mistake before doing something before and go to bed without rehydrating, and the next day I was just totally wiped out the next day. So I do have to limit my exposure to them. But you're right, it's a lot easier when it is an angel realm or your family or somebody. Doing mediumship is a lot easier than connecting to the ETs.
Yeah, it's when it's to me, I know for me and how it works for me, and I guess this is a question. So when you're connected to them, do you feel that the information is almost instantaneous for you?
It is instantaneous because I have 2 ETs right here with me that always show up for my lives and my readings. And there's 2 that always show up for me, and it's instantaneous that I get the information.
Yeah,
Because they talk to you telepathically. So it is instantaneous.
Now, how many would you, because I don't know. I mean, when I hear your story, I'm like, you're describing one of my guys here, the bluish kind of person. But how many do you think that you have been in contact with personally? If you had to say a number.
I couldn't name it because even on the spaceship, there's so many of them that I've come in contact. In fact, when I started going on the spaceship, they put me in a bubble to protect me from the exposure from so many of them because they knew I would get sick. And I had to go up there in a bubble for probably the first handful of times. And then when I got used to it, I could come out of the bubble. But my exposure to the spaceship and as many of those ETs that work up there was quite a bit. Um, so I would say before I went up in the spaceship, I probably met between 20 and 30 of them at that time. It was almost like I had a parade of them coming to meet me. And
Right.
apparently they're all friends that I have met in past lives or have worked with, that were coming to meet me. And they
Well,
sit on the Galactic Federation with me also.
I really like the way you explain that because it just brought back a memory for me. And it's almost like I go up and I'm in a bubble and everybody is standing around me
Hmm.
and they talk to me like that sometimes.
Yeah.
So,
Well, the bubble is almost like it's alive because you
yeah.
can move and it moves with you, and you walk in and it walks with you. It's an
Mhm.
amazing bubble, but I use it quite a bit, especially when I'm now protecting or something that has come in and they don't need to be exposed to me. Then I also go in a bubble. When they need to be in isolation, I'll go into bubble to go in to treat them.
Yeah.
So that bubble is amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Um, aside from, I mean, well, let's go for the questions. Now, there are a lot of I'm
A lot
gonna
of questions. Yay!
There
I
are
love
a lot
questions.
of questions so far, and of course, I want to, be fair to everybody, but at the same time, if you have something like, I saw like maybe 3 or 4 that are talking about hybrids,
Mhm.
can you tell us, more? I want to get as much information as I can out of Gail. I'm gonna be honest with you. I wanna
If
just
well,
get it all.
you have to spend days with me to get the information. But I do know a lot of hybrids because I do work on the hybrid program, and I am a hybrid. I'm an Arcturian hybrid. And how I found out was on the spaceship. The captain came to me and was explaining. I was getting my tour, and he says everybody who works on this spaceship is a hybrid. And I was like bebopping along. Wait a minute, I work on this spaceship. That means I'm a hybrid, and that's how I was
Mm,
told that I was a hybrid. And so I do work with that whole spaceship, and it's called the Ashtar Medical One, and it's a hospital spaceship, and it is all hybrids. We have all different combinations, but I work a lot with the gray hybrid program. I've done a lot of like I've done when women can't get pregnant, human women and gray women can't get pregnant. They put them in a program, and they allow, if the human woman will carry two babies, one will look human and one will look gray. She gets to keep the human one, and they take the gray one. And I've also, um, anyway, I can go on and on and on about hybrids.
Well, I
Um,
mean, and that's, that's really, there are some questions on here. There's specifically that, like for, one's question, and I had the same question. I know I've been up and lately I have this really intense sadness because I want to see my hybrid children. And I don't know where that comes from. I don't know where that stems from, but I have in my vision, I see like there's probably, I would say, and I'm just guessing, anywhere between 7 and 10, just quick kind of boop 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 boop.
yeah, I know six that I have.
Yeah,
I have
one of them looks almost exactly like me, except for she's tall with she's got my hair, but it's
mhm.
very thin hair, wispy almost. But how do you get in contact with them? Is there a way that we can do that?
Is there any way that you can participate in the hybrid program?
No, no, no. I'm saying like to be talking to our hybrid kiddos.
Oh, I think well, I think you'll be presented with them in the future. Like I didn't ask to see them. My
Mhm.
first, it tends to be that you have three at a time.
Okay.
And so the first time Jesus brought me to show me my first three hybrid children, and they apparently were Palladian hybrids because they looked very human. And then my second set, there was a blonde woman that had them, and from the back they looked human, but when they turned around and faced me, they didn't.
Mhm.
So I think somebody will just take you one day to see them when you're ready, when you're ready to accept it.
Okay. And so if you are, because one person specifically said, how do I get in contact? Would you suggest like meditation? Just
Yeah,
meditating about
it's
them? Or?
yeah, meditation. Um, do, uh, it's pretty common for us to go see our hybrid children. So I'm going to say that you will go. They're just probably waiting for when they feel that you're ready to go.
Mhm.
And it's not uncommon for me to hear people say, I met my hybrid children. Um, so I would say everybody's probably eventually going to meet them. And you might have already met them in your dream state.
Yeah, I think I have. Hopefully that answers your question. I didn't put it up there, but hopefully that answers your question for those three or four people. And that brings to, and I'm kind of am bouncing around questions because
That's
some of
fine.
these are following the conversations. So don't think that I forgot about you. Really, I have not forgot about you. It's just, um, these are like, for instance, this question Susie asked is right on the topic. Do you feel like it wherever the aliens will disclose themselves to us, and how do you think the public's going to react to that?
Well, hey, Susie. First thing, thanks for helping me this afternoon. My computer guru.
Oh, there you go,
Um,
Susie. I heard about you.
and yeah, well, we're already being exposed to ETs. We're all being exposed to it. And I think it, like anybody in this community, we're going to have exposure and we're going to be working with them way before they come and land on the lawn and walk out and say, hey to everybody. That's going to be for the people who don't believe and will be struggling with it. But in this community, we're all going to have contact with them and probably already be working with them before they ever make land and make that big presentation of here I am. And that will be more for the people, as I said, that have not had any communication, hadn't even had any interest in it. And that'll be for them. We'll be all over it and go, oh, yeah, that's aliens. Or that's Sally over there who just came out of the spaceship. We'll be
Yeah.
so used to it by the time it happens.
One of that's when someone asks a question, it's a really good question, and it really is, why can't I remember? Some and the reason I personally think because it's so much energy in all of this that it would just blow people's minds.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it has a lot to do with energy. And also, you really have to be ready. And a lot of it is increasing your vibration
Yes.
to get to match theirs because they are coming down to us. And the reason why we see them a lot of times when we're dreaming or when we're sleeping is because that is when we have elevated our vibration the most and they are coming down to us to meet us. So, yeah. And also you have to put it out there that you're ready to meet them. Like the first time I met, a human one down at the dog park, a human alien. I met two of them. And I had said probably a month before that, okay, I'm ready to meet them in the 3D, but don't scare me. That's all I said. And sure enough, they sent me two human looking ones and they didn't scare me. They were very odd, but they didn't scare me. And they were reading my mind. They were telepathic and they could tell everything I was doing and saying. And of course, I didn't recognize it until the very next morning when I was driving. And I almost stuck my car. I went, oh my gosh, they were aliens. They were reading my mind. They were telepathic because they were doing exactly what I was thinking. Like the girl sat next to me and I was thinking, oh, wow, why? She's brave to sit right next to me. And she jumped up and moved to a table. And then when they came in, I was going, they need to close that gate to the dog park. And they walked back and closed it. And anyway, they were reading my mind the whole time. And I just didn't recognize it later. I just thinking there was two very odd. And I do remember saying to myself, wow, these are really starseed children. I can really learn a lot from them. And I remember them smiling when I was thinking about that. So they were just reading my mind the whole time. But anyway, just put it out there that's what you want and how you want it to happen. And anyway, eventually it will.
Yeah. I think, and this is to answer somebody's question, and the question was, hi, Ian, hello. Sharon's type, Constance. How do you know if you've had hybrid children? I think that personally, and this is just me, if you have that tugging in your soul, and please, if I'm wrong, Dr. Gail, please correct me. But for me, it was that tugging in my soul that this is what I had.
I think that is for a lot of people. That actually wasn't for me. I didn't know I had hybrid children until I was introduced to them. It kind of shocked me. So I actually didn't know it, but I've heard a lot of people talk about tugging, and they were longing to meet their children. They knew they had children, and they just really had that longing. So you're not unusual like that. So that is a very common thing, to have that longing to meet them.
Yeah. Okay, I'm trying to look at some of the
questions.
Yeah. Okay, so one of them is, I don't know. I often feel and say that I'm working with beings of light. Is that so?
Yes. Well, the beings of lights could be the ETs, the angels, anybody. And actually, when I travel to the spaceship or to other planets, I do travel as a light being myself. And when I do go to like the water planet that I go to, that are mainly whales and dolphins, I do take off my human body, and then I put the whale body on, and then I go swimming with them. So yeah, light beings could be almost any of those. It could be the ETs, angels, and they're all light beings.
Mm-hmm. Very nice.
Very good questions.
Yeah. This one, how many ET guides do I have and from where? And when people ask me stuff like that, my guides literally show me a trophy. And it's just so funny because they're like, here's a trophy. We're not going to give you the trophy. And I'm like, come on, guys.
Usually I can. So if they do present themselves, I do tell people about their guides, because a lot of them will present themselves. But let me see, is Butterfly Kisses Healing. It'd be easier if I knew your name.
What's your real name, Butterfly Kisses?
And see if I can contact or connect with them.
Ian's got my drink of choice down. He's like, ginger ale. Yep, it's ginger ale today. It's the only thing I have in the fridge. Let's see.
I'm getting Palladians that you have as the guides.
Her name is Sue.
Okay, Sue. I'm getting Palladians. I'm also seeing a gray. I'm seeing a very tall Palladian, and I'm seeing a short gray, and they're actually friends. One's name is T2, Tetu, and that's the gray. The Palladian's name is Sonia.
Very cool.
Yes. That's the two that you have around you all the time.
Well, if I would have known you could have done that, I'd have asked you. Like, why didn't I get that question out there? There you go, Butterfly. Okay. And I think that when you change your vibration, it's not like you just have two. When you change your vibration.
No, especially she has more. Those are just the two that show up with her all the time. But she has more.
Yeah. And once you change your vibration, I think they come in more. People.
Oh, yeah, they do. Yeah.
I see it on floors, literally.
Yeah.
Okay. So Marge wants to know, I've been told I have a gray as a guide. How do I meet and connect with them?
Well, Marge, I don't know if you meditate, but that's how I first started meeting them, is during meditation. And it's not just meditation, it's meditating the same time every day, being consistent, where they know they can come in and talk to you, or they can present themselves. And it might be that you have to do that for a couple of months before they go, oh, okay. Oh, this is a good time for me to go meet her. Look, she's getting her brains still during this time, every time for me to come in. And I do think that is how they do start coming in, is if you can set up a time for them to be allowed to come in. And that is when you're when you're meditating, you're increasing your vibration. And also your meditation might look a little different. Some people cannot sit still. So if it's as you, some people have to run to meditate. Some people have to do crocheting. Some people have to do artwork. It would have to be something that you can do that your mind just totally disappears. Driving is a big one. If you're driving like on a trip, that's a good time for them to come into me. So it's when you can do some mindless activities sometimes, if you're not able to really meditate and stay still. Just don't think that meditation has to look like the gurus, and you have to follow what they do. You have to find what works for you. But doing it at the same time every day allows them to know when they can come in.
Yeah. Very cool. Let's see. I cannot personally. I'm that way. I can't sit and meditate quietly. I have to put color in my hair. I have to wash the dishes. I have to vacuum. I have
Dishwashing is a big one too for people. Washing dishes because of some mindless and they come in. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And your hands are in water. That's a huge one.
Yeah, I cannot, if I sit and meditate, I'm like, did I eat today? Oh my gosh, I should have peed. Where's the dog? Should I take him out? And that's what goes through my head.
I know. When I started, I had to do guided meditations in the beginning because you had the voice telling you what to do.
Yeah.
So on YouTube, there's a whole lot of good guided meditations that you can do. They're 15, 20 minutes that you can start with to try to get rid of the monkey brain and, try to, so you can listen to them, and sometimes that'll work.
So I do want to say something really quick, and I wanted to wait till a few people were in here, but it's very funny to me if you just listen to the synchronicities in your life. Mm-hmm. So I am on Facebook, and I'm on a CE5, I think it's called.
Yeah.
So I'm on one of those groups, and I just moved here, so I'm trying to branch out and meet new people, and mm-hmm. and so I don't know how it happened. Somebody that lives pretty close to me, because we got it in Massachusetts, and then the Bridgewater thing is making me think of this. But so anyways, so this person, just kind of asked me where I was at. Nothing, I don't think it was anything too major. And then I said, look, I'm not trying to be rude, but I got a YouTube going, and I need to go. I don't have time to talk, but I don't want to be mean to somebody.
Right.
So I sent him the YouTube thing, and this person ended up talking to me. Or no, he didn't talk to me that day. And then like maybe 2 weeks, he sent me yesterday, 2 weeks, I think it was yesterday or the day before yesterday, he sent me this book. And was talking about, this is the book you should read. And I gave him some information on Cryon. And next thing you know, there were some things in the book that was mentioned. And I just happened to get done with my Zoom on way earlier than I should have, which led me to you, which you had said some things, and Allie had said some things directly from this book.
Oh, really?
It just shocked me. And that's how spirit works sometimes. And they want you guys to know that if you pay attention to the synchronicities, I'm trying to find the name of the book.
That's okay. You'll think of it in a minute.
I will. But if you pay attention to the synchronicities that happen, it is amazing what will come up. And so things are happening really fast lately. And so these synchronicities, you just need to really pay attention. Bringers of the Dawn, I think it's called. Okay. Bringers of the Dawn. But, we're moving into the shift. We are moving into a shift. And, it doesn't have to look like Dr. Gail and I's path. It can look different. It can look just for you standing up on your truth and your thing. But it's funny because even in that, people gave me some people call him Mr. Bob, some people call him Mr. Robert, and he reads Akashic records. And I was like, yeah, okay, okay. And I heard this, but it was like, that was one of the other names that was given to me from you. And it was
Mhm.
like, damn, I got to do this. Okay, fine. And so many times it's like, then when I finally do it, it's like, gosh, man, I was told that so many times before. And so really pay attention to that, because I think that sometimes we're so busy with life that
Mhm.
we really forget to do those things that we need to do. And we want it. We want to step up. We want to vibrate at a different level. We want to connect, but we don't want to do the work either.
Right.
And that's the part that sometimes we're missing, which is the meditation, the doing the little things that can stop your brain. And that's what ends up happening. So yeah, I just
Also, writing a grateful list, which is something simple, was writing 3 things down every day. Writing it, physically writing it every day, also raises your vibration immediately. That's the fastest, quickest way to raise your vibration. In fact, I do that right before I meditate. I write down my grateful list, and then I start meditating, and that's really making my vibration go up during that time.
I anything, anything. I don't care. I think it was the other day we were at the store and Joe was kind of teasing me because I said the person's name and I'm like, so and so, have a great day. And I was like, I'm just grateful that they were there.
Yeah.
I'm just grateful for the smallest of things, and I make it a point to say thank you to the person at the store, thank you to the waitress, no matter if it was bad or good. I'm just thankful and grateful for so much. And I would agree with you that gratefulness, I'm not a very religious person, but I just keep hearing the meek shall inherit the earth, and they just stuck that in my head. So whatever that is. Okay, so Michelle My Bell wants to know, how many ET guides do I have?
Michelle?
Yeah,
You
Michelle
guys?
My Bell.
Michelle. Okay.
Yeah, when she's thinking, please go to Dr. Gail's channel and subscribe and hit the thumbs up here, if you will. Thank you so much.
Yeah, it's Skywalking with Moon. It's my channel.
Yeah, Vivian is putting it up. So Vivian usually puts it up, so anybody can just tag that real quick.
Well, Michelle, first one I'm getting is you have a blue Arcturian guide. Which is wonderful. Arcturians are great guides. I'm also getting that you have a Palladian guide. Your Arcturian guide's your main one. Yeah, it's your blue Arcturian guide that you will have your most contact with. And actually, the Palladian is almost like an assistant. Henrietta is her name, the Arcturian. And they give you human names that you can pronounce. The names they really have, you can't.
Yeah. I would 100% agree with that.
Yeah, Palladian is Sam. And I think you have a gray also. No, that's another Palladian. You have one blue Arcturian and 2 Palladians. But your Arcturian is your main one. And the other one's name is Lucy. So you have a Henrietta, Sam, and a Lucy. as your guides. And actually, the blue Arcturian is your main one. That's one you need to talk to and contact. Henrietta. Yeah, Henrietta. So those are your guides.
Very cool. I sometimes forget to unstar comments that we've already done. So I'm like, oh, wait, we already did this. So I think, is Shockwave still here? I would agree with you, Ian. Ian had said something a while back that he said, there are so many things, so many.
I don't know anything about that. Where is the Bridgewater Triangle?
So I'm thinking the Bridgewater Triangle is is in Massachusetts.
Oh, okay.
And someone else told me about it. And so when I hear things in doubles and triples, that is, something important to me. So Shockwave, I'm hearing a yes.
Well, Massachusetts to me is just one big metaphysical state.
And I didn't even know that when I moved here.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going, it's the metaphysical place on the East Coast. Now, of course, we've got Asheville, North Carolina, but that's more the mountains. But on the East Coast, Massachusetts, definitely. I mean, it's amazing how many people, talented, metaphysical people are living there.
No,
yeah. And you too. And you're talented, and especially the new gifts that you're getting ready to start using.
Yeah.
Amazing gifts.
Yeah. It has been, you said something in your story, and you said it took me a little while. Keep in mind, I want to say this again, that we're only going for 30 or for an hour, and that's another 30 minutes. And the faster we do the whole guide thing, the more we go.
Yeah.
But you said something that really rang to me, which was, you said it took me about 6 months to kind of get your head wrapped around or something like that. And it really has taken me a good year to get my life settled and where I needed to be. I understand now why certain people came into my life and how it had to work out so I could face certain things. And, the more I think that, we sit back and we say, you got to face your past. You got to do this. You got to do that. And it's going to come, I think, when it's ready.
Right. Yes, exactly.
You can't force it, and you can't tear up the past and scrape it all up hoping that you can get it all. So it's just not gonna, it just didn't, well, it certainly didn't work that way for me. Let's put it like that.
Well, I do think when they're working with the ETs, they keep knocking on your door continually.
Yes.
Like bam, 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 bam. Okay, what am I going to do now to get her attention? And then, okay, that didn't get her attention. Let me try this. So I think they do keep knocking on your door for a long time until you go, okay.
I think, it was when Debbie and I were talking, my friend Debbie, and she literally started channeling mine. And they were like, why the hell are you so stubborn? I'm so sorry. So sorry. So it was like, I know. But yeah, I mean, and I want to go back to what Ian said. It's like, there is so much of this would blow your mind on not only truly what goes on a daily basis that we are blind to because they literally go like this. But the other part of it is they have to spoon feed us because our bodies at the way they are right now with the DNA and the double helix they show me, we cannot take that vibration. So that's why some of us are going through being sick. Literally today, I had to go take a nap. I'm not usually a nap person unless I get a migraine. And I was like, I have got to get some rest.
Well, that's exactly it. In fact, because I had a partner for 6 weeks, it was very common for us to have to take a nap at the same time of day. Not every day, but all of a sudden it was like, I had the hardest nap in the middle of the day and I don't take naps. And she would go, me too. And well, of course, we were getting the information, both of us at the same time, about whatever rescue mission we were going on. And of course, it was validating that somebody else was going through that too. But that's very common. I remember one time I was down at the dog park and I could hardly keep my head up. I was trying to fall asleep down at the dog park and I had to get home and go take a nap. And they were just feeding me information. And, when they're doing that and increasing that vibration and changing your DNA, you got to take care of yourself.
Yeah, yeah, it definitely is intense, and so I
Yeah.
pay attention. If I'm tired, I go lay down. I mean, there's been times where I've been cooking and I literally go to put that in my mouth and it's like,
Yes,
and I'm
yes.
a damn good cook, but I cannot eat whatever it was. I can't eat it, so I'm like, but I like that.
Yeah, right now because I'm moving to Mount Shasta, they have me on a
Yeah.
plant-based diet, and I can't have any um, sugar, caffeine, and alcohol, and that
No.
was it. So I can't have any of that. So alcohol was easy for me because I'm
Yeah.
not a big drinker. I just drink wine occasionally, and chocolate was a little tough because I usually have that about once a week. But the coffee, whoo, that was really tough. I mean, even now, because that's been like a month now, and even now I drive by Starbucks going, oh, I love to have coffee.
I have a big old thing of coffee every morning, and I was literally lately, and so what happens for me is if they've been telling me I'm not supposed to have it, I get allergic to it. And
Oh,
so
really?
oh,
Oh,
yeah.
so they really prevent you. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
mine, they're nicer to me than that. I mean, I get sick on my stomach, especially when I started going up in the spaceships the first time. I would be sick for 3 days after getting, and it was changing vibrations and meeting different
Yeah.
ETs that I was going through, and I would get sick from that. But they would prepare me. They would go, be on a bland diet for 5 days. And I'm going, why? But now, anytime they tell me that, I'm all excited, like, oh, good, something good's going to happen. So it's
Yeah.
worth, doing
For me,
whatever
I'm
they're
just too
telling you.
hard-headed. That's the thing. I'm just too hard-headed, so I'm like, "But I really like this."
Yeah. Well, they're telling me
Yeah.
I can have sugar and caffeine once a month now. That I can indulge once a month. And but anyway, yeah, it's to prepare me. They said it's better for me because they're going to upgrade me no matter what.
Yeah.
So I would be sicker if I don't do this.
Yeah,
So
it's not fun.
yeah. Yeah.
So, oh, I'm oh, she just explained that. Why did they ask you to explain or why did they ask you to change your diet?
Oh, yeah. It's always for my benefit, even though it's tough. It's always for my benefit.
Well, and I think that I've watched myself like, I really am okay. I mean, like today, I I think I ate a couple of donut holes
Mhm.
and that's it. I mean,
All day long, that's all you had?
mhm.
Wow.
I don't know why. It's just I don't have the urge.
Yeah,
To,
but you had to take a big nap too today,
yeah,
didn't you? Yeah, so you're getting a major upload right now, and we know why, because
yeah,
you just agreed to do what you're gonna do, and now they're
yeah,
just going, wham, okay, you've agreed to the universe, this is what you're gonna do, and we're gonna give you this more information and abilities to do this, and
yeah.
you'll be monetarily rewarded too.
Yeah, it's definitely I did have to and they just want me to tell you guys, I did have to wrap my brain around it. I did have to because there were only certain people that knew that I had gotten this light language and that knew, back in 2020, nah, I wasn't telling anybody that. And it would flow out and I swear it was like lava and I'd be like, you know, you know but the light language, just so you guys know, I mean, it's changing in the aspect that I'm accepting the fact that I can, you guys have seen me sometimes where I see lights in somebody's body and then I say whatever's wrong, but then they also like pull me into that person's body to see the exact spot where it's at. So there's going to be some healing stuff like that. So it'll be
Yes, but
awesome.
she's the um, first person I have met that is also a starseed healer.
Yeah.
I didn't realize I was going to be meeting another one, but she's also a starseed healer. It's my second person. I mean, of course, I'm the first. And then I got all my information this morning that she is a starseed healer and that we will be having more of us around. And so there'll be quite a few starseed healers around. Now we do a little bit different things. Like I take out negative implants and get rid of negative entities, where she actually goes into the body and heals the person. So we are still working with aliens, working on the spaceship and doing these things. We we're doing the same things but different things.
Yeah.
So our lives are very parallel.
And I think that's really, there is something that I really love about this community, especially, I don't go reaching out to other readers outside. If someone has them on their channel, like Allie had you,
Mhm.
but I don't go outside of it because I think that we're a really open community and very loving and very accepting. And, for the most part, everybody has, um, Brant's going, I'm having trouble keeping my mouth shut. Go ahead and talk. Go ahead and talk, Brant. Um, but so anyways, oh, by the way, you can ask questions. Just put the Q, because I don't have my glasses on, Q's or something to keep them big. But, it really is about supporting each other, because, the way that I see it is Dr. Gail is going to have a whole community that is going to be with her and only her. And they're going to, really be able to help her. But we're all one, and it's very important that us stepping into our gifts, we're not going to compare ourselves to anybody else, because that's where we get caught up in the left brain. And it's like, oh, well, Gail's doing this, I can't do that.
Yeah,
I'm not
exactly.
flying, I know that I was flying a spaceship the other day. I know I know they were teaching me how to fly a spaceship, but I don't want to ask her, because I don't want my lessons, skewed by her spaceship.
Well, no, you're probably driving your own ambulance. See, my little
Yeah.
spaceship that I fly, I have a little personal spaceship, and it was called the Slime when I got it, when they gave it to me, and I changed it and called it my little ambulance, because I didn't like that word slime, and they couldn't give me a reason why it was called the Slime.
Yeah.
And so I changed it, because we were going on rescue missions. We were going, picking up, we were rescuing aliens and humans. So I call it my little ambulance. So you probably have a name for your spaceship also.
I don't know, but I'll figure it out. So, okay. So Vivian, I did get your question. So right now the questions that I have is Constance, and you're up right now. Okay. So I'd like a message, please. And Constant, was that from your star family, or, you know what? I'm just going to say it because they're like, boom. So
Yeah, you go ahead.
yeah, I don't know what it is in reference to something that's been kind of hard lately. Sometimes when they put brick walls up, that's like, I'm not supposed to, I have to treat this with love and kindness. So I don't know what it is, that something that you've been going through, and it feels like you're carrying a lot of rocks on your shoulders, and it's like you have to carry the burden. Okay. And so there's going to be a time where either you've already done it or you're fixing to do it, where you just throw these rocks off, and some of these things that you've been carrying aren't yours to carry. And when you open your eyes and realize that, it's, I don't know why my guides are very funny too, by the way. Sometimes an asshole is just an asshole.
Yeah.
And, you can't fix it, change it, make it better. And that's what they want you to know. And I don't know if that makes sense to you. I need to scroll down, because I don't know. So Constance, that's what I'm getting, is this, it is a time for you to start getting those rocks off your shoulder and all this weight that you have been carrying for whatever reason it is. She said true. But it's time to get rid of it. And it's time to, all too often, some of us healers and some of us people who are walking our paths, we give and we give and we give and we give and we give. And then we turn around and we're like, oh, well, what do
I'm drained.
I?
You're drained and you don't have anything to give.
Anything. And so now it's your time, because you cannot help anybody until you help yourself. Okay. So that's all I have.
That's a good message. That's a great message.
Yeah. Okay. Hopefully that helped you. Okay, next one. Let's see. Came up with one of my guides' names was Joy. Is this correct? And how many are alien?
Joy sounds like an angel.
Yeah.
It's hard to distinguish between a Palladian and an angel sometimes because they're both on that same realm. So sometimes it's hard to distinguish between those two energies, between a Palladian and an angel. So the answer, I'm going to just say Joy to me sounds like an angel, but also it could be a Palladian. So to me, they're very similar energies. And I do have sometimes a hard time to distinguish between the two of them. So that's great that you have one that's, like that has that way high vibration that's really good. And who was that? Tammy. Okay.
Tammy. Yay, Tammy.
Yeah, that's a very big yay.
Yeah. Okay. And Sharon, you're using that. I don't even know. ET. Who are my ET guides? I think your ET guides are devious. No, I'm just kidding.
No, we never say that.
Strawberry rhubarb is part of. She knows why I'm saying it. She is one half of. Why can't I think of the name? What is the name of it? Oh my gosh, I can't believe I forgot you guys' other channel.
Can she give me her real name?
Her name is Sharon.
Sharon. Okay. Yeah, Sharon. Okay. Yeah.
But not Sharon.
Yeah, I know who Sharon is.
Nasty Women.
Nasty Women.
Yes. Yeah. That's why I said that. Thank you, guys. I'm like, God, what is it? What is it? You know what I can't stand? And by the way, for those of you that will be channeling, understand that your body may do weird things at the time. Like that Tyler Henry Perry or whatever his name is, Stephen Perry or whatever, his nose, he sweats. And there's, Kevin in Canada, his nose runs like me. And so there's sometimes where your body does really weird stuff. And that's why we're not sad. We're just, we're just channeling.
Yeah. I don't have any of that, but I do get warm. Like, I'll start off cold and then all of a sudden I'm throwing off blankets and everything because I get really warm.
Well, that's why I sit in this corner, because there's humongous big windows.
Yeah.
At my place on both sides.
Wow. You got some tall ceilings.
Yeah. Yeah. This
How
used
do
to
you
be
heat that place?
It really isn't that bad because I live on the end and on the second floor.
Okay. Yeah. It's wonderful. Bad for the people below. Sharon, let me see if I can find your ET guides. I'm getting a little tired trying to connect with that right now.
Yeah. So I think this will be the last. Well, actually, let me rephrase that. Yeah.
Sharon, I'm going to have to do that when I'm a little fresher. Oh, where'd she go? I lost her. Hey, everybody. Sharon, I'm getting a little tired. I'm connecting to the ETs right now, and I'm not getting a clear feel for your guide, but when I'm connecting to ETs, it does take a lot out of me. It is a lot easier to do mediumship and connecting to people's past or whatever, but with the ETs, it does take a lot more out of me. And so, Sharon, I need to I can answer other questions, but connecting to find out your ET guides, I need to be fresher. I'm sorry, Sharon.
Yeah, I was just literally that was a cue from my guides, like no more of,
Yeah. But I
no
can
more.
answer some really easy questions. If there's some easy ones, I can.
Yeah.
But
So
trying to connect to my guys to get the answer
yeah,
right now, I'm kind of
it
worn
is a
out from
hard
that.
one. So let me ask you this, and you can say, you can choose not to answer, or I don't know, or whatever. There is some theories, okay, that this world is possibly going to split.
Oh,
Okay. Some people say that, okay, so some people say that this, what's happening right now is because we are separating. Okay. So some people are really stuck with the 3D world, and others are, kind of doing their ascension, that it's actually splitting the world like this.
no, it's not splitting the world. What's going to happen is the people who are not ready to ascend and need to stay in the 3D, they're going to go to a 3D planet. We
Okay.
will stay on this planet, and this planet's going to ascend. It's not splitting. It's just that they're going to go somewhere else. And actually, I do think a lot of that was happening during COVID. Those people who are not, and I hate to say that, I hate to put that out there, and I hate that I already have put it out there.
But
I
from the very beginning, and my guides did a couple of things. So my guides told me I would be fine.
yes,
My guides also told me, I heard the word culling. And that's such a really, to me, I think of being on the farm and, culling your herd.
right,
But yeah, it was kind of,
yeah. So that's kind of what the split is, but that's not literally the Earth's going to split. It's just that we are going to split, but the people
okay.
who are not who are people are going to go where they're comfortable, and some people want to stay in the 3D, so they're going to go where they're comfortable, and we're going to stay on this planet and go where we're comfortable.
Yeah. I'm looking for yeah, I think that, what's it feel like to be, that's a good question. What's it feel like to be beamed up on a ship?
Well, I'm not as much beamed up as I usually travel as a light being. So I just get out my body and go. So being beamed up, there's only been a few times that I've been beamed up, and it's really not, you really don't have any kind of feeling. It's almost like you're in one place and then you're at another and you're going, looking around going, well, how'd that happen? So I don't get any kind of real feeling on that or any kind of change. But that was a good question.
Yeah.
And next time I get beamed up, I'm gonna pay more attention to it. But most of the time I'm going, oh, how did that happen? How did I get here? But in general, I do travel as a light being. I have the ability to travel easily. So I don't really have to be beamed up anywhere. So I can travel.
Do you think that, and this is my question, do you think that traveling, what's that? See, sometimes I just lose my words and it just irritates me. Um, because I astral travel. And
Hmm.
do you think that astral travel is the same exact thing like what you're doing?
No.
Okay.
And in fact, I didn't realize the difference in that until I was on Medium Kim's channel, and she was
Okay.
trying to ask me how I was doing things. And she was asking me about astral traveling. And I'm going, well, yeah, maybe. And then, but then I went, no, that's not. I'm traveling as a light being because when I go up to the spaceship and I have to check on the other hospitals, I astral travel to them. So my body is up there and I am astral traveling to another spaceship just checking out that hospital. So I do know the difference because my body's actually up there. And when I'm astral traveling, it's not me astral traveling. It's just um, a portion of me, or my carbon body is still on the spaceship and the other body is moving. Anyway, I do know the difference in the two. Now, when she brought that question up, I started thinking about it. I went, no, I know exactly how each one feels. So, yeah.
Well, yeah, I think things have happened to me so naturally that I don't.
Right. And I did I did start astral traveling in the beginning. I was astral traveling and it looked like the net that I was going in. It was a whole communication system that I was going up to. And then when my dog Moon, she was my white German Shepherd, and when she got sick with cancer, she started astral traveling with me, and we would go up to the net and sit out there and look at all the planets and everything. And so she started astral traveling with me. And in fact, she astral traveled on the spaceship with me um, at first, and that shocked me. It scared me because she came into my bubble. I was being protected at that time.
Yeah.
And since then, she has passed away, and she is now my pilot and my everything. She's a shapeshifter, so she turns in from a dog to a Wookiee, and she can change into a human, but she usually stays in the dog or Wookiee form. But
Hmm.
she's also now not astral traveling. Now she's on the other side. So it's nice that I get to still see her, but I wish she was here.
Well, and that's funny because I mean, it's just that's another synchronicity that someone and I were talking about, so it's just pay attention to those synchronicities, man.
Yeah.
So I'm looking for questions right now, general, nothing specific to this. Maybe you can answer this. Will the ETs/hybrids share medical technology with us?
They already are.
Yeah, they already are.
Mm-hmm.
We already have it. I mean, we already
Mm-hmm.
have it, and we've had it for quite some time.
Right.
It's just the only thing is some of the powers. My idea is some. Go
Right.
ahead.
If they jump on and give us all the medical things that they know and want to give us, and they do want to give it to us, our big companies down here will lose money. They don't.
No.
They want to make it as baby steps, and they can collect money and collect money. So they're trying to control that. But if it was up to them, we would have as just much medical technology as they have.
I would 100% agree. Beth asks, "Can you tell me what my gifts are?" And I will take that question, Beth.
Okay.
And it really, I mean, you can too if you want, but I think that my guides say it's always unfair to give somebody what their gifts are because there's learning in every single step. So, um, there's so much to learn about yourself with every single thing. I mean, and then we have our own, I've been told several times since the time, I mean, I'm 52, I'll be 52, but I've been told in my 20s that I was a surgical healer or a psychic surgeon and all of this. And I thought people were crazy, and now
Look what you're doing now. Yeah.
Yeah, look what I'm doing now. And so I think you have to kind of follow that step and follow your heart. And
Yeah, it is, but I do, and it takes a while for me. That I'm pretty good at trying to figure out what people
Mhm.
gifts are and what they can do. I can guide it, but it does take like an hour session to start getting into your psyche and all. It's hard to do it like this because you have to really get to know, and I have to listen to a person's voice. I have to get into the vibration of the voice, and I can start directing you towards what your gifts are. I can't tell you exactly what it is, but we can narrow it down to what direction you should go in, and then you have a choice on what you want to do. But yeah, I'm usually actually pretty good at honing in to what your natural gifts are.
So Beth, I would go on her channel and then write to her.
Yeah.
So those of service to others and those of service to separate. I was reading to see if I got. Remember, if you guys put comments, I don't have my glasses on, so you're going to have big hearts or big Q's. Otherwise, I miss it, and then I'm like, what? So.
And I didn't ever bring it up on my computer to see the questions either. So I'm going blind also.
Brant has a question, and so his question is: the process of evolution accelerating?
Oh, well, evolution or
Or would you say us? Like, is that what
yeah,
you?
we are accelerating. I'm not sure about actual evolution is accelerating. And I'm not sure we think about and they've given me more information about the evolution process, and what we think about evolution is not what it actually is. Like especially if we our animals or things that we worry about go extinct, they actually go to another planet. They collect together as light beings and they travel to another planet. So they're never really extinct. And evolution, like we are shown that we developed from the monkeys to the apes to the humans. They are showing me that that's not true. That apes are apes, monkeys are monkeys, humans are humans, and that
Birds are
they
birds.
exactly, and that they have messed with our DNA. So evolution, what they have shown me, is different than what we science has been presenting us. So that's what they're showing me, and that's what they have shown me, and it did help me knowing that the extinct animals, and of course the extinct humans, the tribes and things, that they do collect to wait, and they collect to the very last one, and then they all go to a different planet. So they're never truly gone.
Very cool. Okay, next question. Oh, I forgot to unstar that one. Are you familiar with Hemi synced beta waves for raising vibrations?
I'm not.
I'm
Are
not.
you?
I know that there is binaural beats, and I don't know if that's the same thing.
I
But I
don't
know
know.
about binaural beats and the healing of that. I've never heard.
Hemisync beta waves. I don't know. Can you tell us more about that? Give us a
Yeah.
little description, because I don't know what it is, and she doesn't know what it is. So
Mhm.
it probably means a lot of people out there don't know what it is. Can you give us a little description of what it is?
Okay, Ian, I will forget your question. You were next. He needs a joint. Go get your joint, Ian.
Did we blow your mind that much?
I know. It's like, did we blow your mind? Oh, T Barb, you're going to make me look for it now. 6:59. 6. So, oh, here we go. Never mind. 6:59. I don't know if it'll go up that or high. Let me see what he says. The lag is kind of, oh, wait. He said, yeah. I don't know if the lag is slow. So he said, yeah. Is that what you're talking about? Binaural beats?
Is that what he's talking about?
I think so.
Hemisync beta waves. Okay.
T-Barb, I can't go that far. I tried. It's already, the thing only lets you go so far when you're running the stuff.
Oh, okay. Well,
So,
thank goodness you're handling that. If I was handling it, it'd be all screwed up.
when
No,
I first,
no
when I
question would be up there. I'd be going jumping around and trying
Oh,
to
well, when I
figure it
first
out.
started, they would not let you star things. So this was a game changer. And so my friend would come on as me, and she would invite me to my own thing, and she would invite that was more, the reason why I took it off is because that was more of a personal where's her home planet, and that's
Mm.
we decided we weren't going to do anymore because we're at an hour right now,
Mm-hmm.
and so we're going to be ending this really soon. It drained, like I said, it drains you really fast, both of us, so you listen to these and the sound to sync the left and right brain. Oh yeah, I've heard of those. I've never done it. you
I haven't either. I
know
haven't ever done that. Because I've started doing a lot of work with the brain.
yeah.
I've been working with the brain waves, the beta and the theta. Also, and it's dealing with people who have depression and bipolar and schizophrenic. And I've just started working on that with the brain waves. And I'm just seeing the outcome of the ones I've done right now to see about me proceeding on with this. So, and I do deal with the brain waves, but I go in and put equipment on and I get to watch the little brain waves changing, and it's fascinating. It's
Now,
just fascinating equipment.
do you have to be um present to be worked on? Does that make sense? Like can you do it from, like Reiki, you can do it from afar.
Right. You can do it from far. In fact, I really prefer going in and getting somebody while they're sleeping and
Oh,
taking them up to the spaceship because they don't have as much guards up when I do that. That's my preference, but most of the time I am taking it up. But it is just metaphysically or physical that you're taking up there.
yeah. Okay. I think we have, let me see. I think this is the last one. Oh, no,
Yeah, listen, we need to make this the last one.
yeah, this was the last question. We already did it. So,
Okay.
yeah, that was it. Okay.
Okay,
Well,
good.
I would love to have you back on. I know
Yeah.
that I am going to be next week's kind of crazy. I already got called in to come into work earlier than when I was supposed to go because of this wonderful storm. So, yeah, let's get together again. And then please, Vivian, if you could post her channel one more time, please feel free to
Thanks,
subscribe.
Vivian. Thanks for watching out for me.
And
Yeah.
next time we'll get your question, Vivian, because I think she really had one and she wanted to ask the same thing, and it really was the next one. And we decided, no, we
I'm
can't do it.
sorry. Yeah, it really takes a lot. And I really have to start hydrating immediately afterwards. It really takes a lot and it dehydrates me channeling the ETs. As much as I love to do it, I can't do it but for so long without some consequences. And so I have to
Yeah.
protect myself.
Well, yeah, it drains you too much. And Tarot Love Community, and I don't know if you know this, but Tarot Love Community has a little website.
Hey, yeah, I know about Tarot Looking. I know
Okay.
Renee. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm on that. In fact, yeah, I was on the game show on there, and Renee's interviewed me also. So
Yeah, she's like, I need to have you both on. I would love to. I would love to.
Yeah.
So thank you guys very much. Thank you. And I apologize for the game, the time changes and all of that, but much love to you and just keep being you. And my guides always say, just remember, we're all together in this. And when you hurt, I hurt. And if nobody told you, I love you very much.
Yeah.
So,
And I'm so excited to meet another starseed healer. Yay.
so yeah, well, bye guys. Have a great night.
Bye. Thanks for coming. Thanks for the questions. I'm going to figure out what to wave.
Yeah.